February 19, 2023. Marcus Giavanni here, write-in candidate for mayor of Denver. I know, stop laughing. But when you understand that when you run for mayor, write-in candidate is the last defense and offense in the upcoming elections, that you gave it all you got. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. You know what I mean? So when those candidates that run and don't make it on the ballot, oh, that's right, it was just a couple people that didn't make it on the ballot. And when you understand how we don't know how the ballot petitions work, and so even if I got on the ballot, it'd have been game point match. I would have won. It's written in the algorithms as in regards to what candidate really has the best interests of the citizens in mind and not themselves and partisan indexed democracy sluts. And so what we did was we indexed all the media and their media partners, all the journalists in Denver that whose articles go on the different Denver Writes or Denver Post or Denver Gazette or Colorado Politics or Colorado Sun. When you start lining all those people up, they're just separate websites of the same people writing and sharing the same manipulative content to keep them all going to the parties. And I'm telling them right now, their party days are fucking over. But it's going to be a slow drip. I don't want it to happen all at once. I want them to be able to have time to get new jobs and find new directions. And because when the elections are over, there's some big fucking money coming to Colorado, and we're going to honor our citizens. I didn't need to be mayor. In fact, I gave Mayor Hancock and Mayor Webb every opportunity to expand their knowledge bar so they can go on and tell people about the future of Denver in the metaverse. But they're so wrapped up in their blackness. And see, I'm West Nigerian, folks, by blood. West Nigerian. I come from the Yoruba tribe. Look them up. And you tell me why I'm here. Look up their gods of technology and why I'm here. And when a black man is so engulfed in the white man's world that he can't pull his head from the fucking mortal world crack, this is the downfall of where they're keeping the black man. Yeah, they're on all the hosting shows. Yeah, we're on all the MTV, all the music, entertainment, and yeah, we have the best fucking girlfriends, and the blacker you are, the more beautiful girl you get, because all the girls want to sleep next to a Hershey bar. Believe me, 80% of every woman fantasize. This is verified facts. Hugh Hefner told me this. Yep. See, I was a painter. Journeyman painter. I learned to be a journeyman. I love, folks. Let me just emphasize this. In my time, I loved the unions. I mean, they took care of us, man. We were over everything, politics, everything. Hey, our people go to work for you, pay them. You're getting record profits and keeping us on low labor, pay them. And see, what stuff that I learned is the administrative stuff. Okay, I wasn't down being a painter my whole fucking life, man. I wanted to do things my way. Because there were things that I learned where I can give a lower bid and do better work in California. Because when you had some of these crews coming in from Korea, Philippines, and they have master painters, every single one of them. You walk in there and you're like, wow, how did 15 guys finish one room in an hour and not walk all over themselves? It's the most, I learned some really good hand brush strokes and techniques from Asian journeyman painter in the United States that showed me how to do finishes on antique furniture and fireplaces. I was the best fireplace, mantle, restructurer, rebuilder of all of Hollywood, California in the 80s. When I left them back in the 90s, I guess it was, the end of the 90s, um, went back to Arizona and shit, man, my world turned into trash, man. I jumped into the biggest garbage fucking dump you ever imagined. What was waiting for me was fucking unimaginable to a guy that works his fucking ass off at everything I do. I rescue those people I see stranded on the fucking freeway that are sitting almost in the fucking lane because they freaked out that they're fucking stalled in the fast lane on the fucking highway. If that's never happened to you, you don't understand because you fuckers are the ones going past them so fast, and there's that one dumb fucker that smashes into them and kills everybody. It's happening, everyone. Our fucking road, all the platforms and shit to save our lives at the city and county of Denver, a new nonpartisan that sucks in more money from people that are the same people that give the dollars to those professional beggars that stand on our highways making us look like we're a bunch of fucking pawns, man. And the rest of the world, they see it. They know it. And they're watching the United States and the Gen Z destroy themselves from within with all this wokeness and all this snowflake powdered bullshit. And see, when I was young, I didn't have anybody like this in my life to tell the people that when I was 20 and 30 what the fuck was going on. Because I was too wrapped up in my life. I was too wrapped up in watching MMA. I was too wrapped up in trying to open nightclubs. I've done everything I ever fucking said I would do, and I've had nobody but the media and others try to destroy me to be something that they want me to be. And everything that's ever happened to me has always been on false accusations. I've been pulled over by police that have made things even worse for me. Just because they see a trail of bullshit from another bullshit cop, from another bullshit sheriff. And when I grew up, my dad's best friend was a fucking sheriff for Maricopa County Sheriff, Andy Velasquez. He was held at gunpoint on the city street, not a city street, excuse me, on a county road, asphalt. It was 108 degrees or something outside. That asphalt was 165. He had to keep his face up off the street. My dad's best friend. He was held at gunpoint by a criminal named by the name of the Desert Rat. He could live off the desert, man. He knew everything. He studied everything. All my dad's brothers from New York, from Brooklyn. My dad was born in Brooklyn, which made me from Brooklyn. That's what my dad said. Everything in my life, son, you're it by proxy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You're my son. We're from Brooklyn. I had to migrate to Arizona to be in the Korean War. But we met a lot of good people, and I thought I would just go ahead and stay. Build a family of 7 adopted children. I'm Central American, Indian, Iberian, West Nigerian Jew. I was adopted in a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family from Brooklyn, New York that migrated to Arizona because of the Korean War. My dad was a staff sergeant in the Air Force, United States Air Force. I get emotional, folks, because my dad was a good fucking man. In the last part of his life, as he started realizing that the adopted children he adopted, the cops went after him, all the way to federal, man. And I remember when he was days before he passed away, I got to speak to him. He didn't want me to come out and see him because he knew I would just fuck. He didn't want to see me because we both just couldn't say goodbye like that, man. Because I had to see him. I wouldn't have been able to focus in my life. He tells me, son, I'm going to keep it short. He told me a lot of things, but I'll just keep this one. Clear my name. Clear the Nelson. I know you want to call yourself Giovanni. I get it. But you're also a Nelson. And I worked my fucking ass off to raise you, to guide you. And I can't believe that the people I've served my entire life went after my son and they knew you were innocent. Because I got my phone calls. There were still some people there. That's why you got let go. So I would have went to fucking jail for something I didn't do if my dad wasn't there to save me. But I used to hate the FBI. I used to hate police. I used to hate the sheriffs. And my dad told me, son, that's just the bad people. When you hate a whole group of people because of bad people, um, that'll destroy the whole team. You can't do that. You have to carry on, still respect law and order, and those people that keep coming in your lives. Why they keep coming in your life, I do not understand. But maybe one day we'll get a written proof of it, and our name will be cleared. But this Nelson, Patrick C., did not deserve the disrespect that these folks showed my family as they grew up throughout the years. I realized that there is heavy racism, and I realized that I've been part of racism, and I realized that um, the bigotry is true against you because you look so different than everybody. I never noticed it because you were my son. But don't give up. Clear our name. I'll be watching down from heaven. Bet that. My dad's never told me bet that my whole fucking life. So this is why I do what I do. And all those people I say, suck the digital cock. I don't mean that. I just mean y'all better get your shit together because you're about to take Denver down a fucking deep hole. And Colorado politics administrators, and you're all patting yourselves with donated dollars. You're the fucking worst scumbags of all. And Denver Gazette, running by all those administrators in Colorado Springs, coming up here telling us what we're gonna fucking do. You guys can go to the dark web. First class, motherfuckers. You heard that? I don't like to say people motherfuckers. That is just like not a good word to use, and it just might get my video banned. But YouTube's starting to realize that sometimes colorful language brings colorful results. And it's those people that are indexing people's content because they have to. They have to protect their brand. They have to because of all the government regulations that they follow that aren't really there yet. They're taking a proactive stance like YouTube, and that's why it's hard for me to go on TikTok because of YouTube. But YouTube doesn't fuck with the algorithms like TikTok does. And what I mean by that is that TikTok will come in and start buying ad money on those videos, the ones that are trending, and then they get their advertisers on that, and then that's how they. But what people don't understand is Gen Z and all the generations up to my age, 63. I'm an old fucking man compared to these 20-year-olds. I know when I was 20-year-old, all my mentors were my age, folks. I never told those old men to go fuck off or hey, go get away, old man. Oh man, that's how I got my clubs. That's how I was able to get into the the black men's lives, because most white men didn't like me in Arizona. Most of the bar owners, I'd come in there with a band, they'd be all, oh look at this, jealous man. Their girls would be like, whoa, you are fine, right in front of these old men. I couldn't help I was fine. I didn't think I was fine. I thought my nose was fucked up. So I had never liked my nose, but my nose is what I got. Is why I got to deal with it. And if you don't like me because of my fucking nose, then you need to carry your ass. That was my stance. And so I've learned to stay away from people that would judge me, not compliment me or tell me things. Hey, gee, might want to wear a pair of sunglasses. Your nose is a little big. Okay, fuck off, man. I can't hide. We can't hide who we are. And we can't have any excuse of why we look the way we are. We can have stories, not excuses. Stories. Yeah, I got a big nose because I was born that way. Boom. That's not an excuse. That's a true story. And so when I'm teaching Colorado politics in the Denver Gazette and the Denver Right bullshit, Colorado radio bullshit people, all those administrators, they've all been indexed in all their parties and all their conversations. They all get crosstalk indexed. And this is what it looks like. See, when the elections are over on April 4 and Denver has decided to vote for a black woman because she's black and she's a lesbian and there's no other reason, and we're looking at record high murders and mayors walking away with $294,000 pensions while we all go fucking hungry, while we're paying high grow bills. You just gave Hancock and his family all the money to stay the fuck alive, and he wants to go try to find a decent living. Fuck off. See, these people have been bullshitting so fucking long. I don't care what they do to me, man. I died a long time fucking ago. I just was a father. They tried to fuck my life up a third time, man. They already took my two daughters away for something I didn't do. And nobody wants to talk about it. Not even the fucking authors that wrote the first original stories. Like 20 years later, what happens to a guy that really gets accused? That is a guy that was special, that could open up clubs and everybody come together and have thousands of people come in that all know each other. That's fucking amazing, man. All my club brought the most drinkers ever. My band would bring the most drinkers, partiers, the hardcore guys and girls, people that wanted to have a good fucking time. They had a hard day at work, said, I'm fucking letting my hair down. I'm going to go have me a couple fucking drinks. And if I can't make it home, I'm going to call one of my buddies or there'll be somebody here at the Voyeur Dyer concert that'll take me home. That's what we did, folks. We took people home. And most of my bandmates didn't even know we were doing that. Because they didn't give a fuck, man. They were hardcore musicians. I will never understand that. Never. I'm a hardcore vocalist, but a musician's different, man. Especially those ones that can play 20 instruments and sing and play the banjo with their ass cheeks. Fuck, how do they do that? But at the same time, I can barely do what I do by myself right. But that's what this is all about. This is about like Andy, who may just be the next mayor of Denver because of the fact that there's too many Democrats voting. And if the Republicans have been signaling, like I think they've been signaling their party base in Denver, they know that if they just vote for Andy, that Andy will be mayor because he'll win 50%. I already did the algorithms, folks. He'll win 50. He'll win. He'll be mayor. He will be mayor. Not because of his bloviated, just because of the numbers, just because of the way it is, not because the way it is in regards to numbers, not in regards to his ability to lead Denver into a promised land in the metaverse. Because it's written right there in the second one. Andy, meet artificial intelligence, Marcus Giavanni. If Andy wins, he needs to pick up the telephone and call Giovanni and say, hey, dude, come in here and run my fucking tech. I don't hold anything against you, man. I know your son's in the army, and I know you did what you did. I'm an army man. I've seen death. I've seen my friends die. Fuck. Okay? Ain't nothing you're gonna tell me. But I am an army intelligence officer, and it doesn't work in the most part in the metaverse because I'm government now. I'm human, and you're human, and now we take what you do and I season it. Now we'll be good. And when I'm your age at 60, I'll be able to carry this fucking journey of the real Denver to the next level of honesty and truth. We are non-political, but it was ruled by Judge David Luxon, when City Attorney Michelle Horn and her four bandits, when I asked the judge, what about the Speer Amendment? And she said, we haven't enforced that law in years, Your Honor. See, I should have objected and say, Your Honor, That's why we're here. Because it's her lack of enforcement that keeps her government, because I didn't say she's a Democrat, in power. But she is a Democrat. Because you're not going to get a job in their city attorney's office unless you're a Democrat. Guaranteed. If the FBI walked in there right now and seen every single fucking person in there would be a Democrat. That's how you take over government, folks. That's RICO Act shit.